I've come across a couple of blogs where the writers were ranting about how ridiculous it is to ask international students from Anglophone countries to provide IELTS, TOEFL, or any of these standardized English tests as proof of their English language proficiency. What I personally find annoying and sometimes amusing is when you obtain, say, a master's degree in a European university, and when you want to do a second master's or a PhD, you are asked again to prove your English language proficiency by writing IELTS or TOEFL, just because it's 2 years validity and the one you wrote has expired. Seriously, after doing a master's in uni abroad, my English is still not good enough? As immigrants, we can be angry all we can about some of these things we see as injustice meted out to us. But I think we rather need to be strategic. Thankfully, there are very good unis in Europe that will not require you to write IELTS or TOEFL to prove your English language proficiency. Since I am in the UK, I can only speak for UK unis at this moment. So, in this video, I'm gonna show you these UK unis and the alternative, less annoying ways to prove your English language proficiency. Stay tuned. So why do these unis in the UK ask for English language proficiency? First, because it's not your mother tongue, so they have doubts about your proficiency. Secondly, they want to be 100% sure that your English is good enough for graduate studies. So to standardize the test of English language proficiency, what do? They require that every applicant who was not born and bred in the UK to provide IELTS or TOEFL and some other standardized tests. So you cannot fault them. The reasons are pretty valid. The issue people have though is making IELTS and TOEFL the only options. And English language exams from the West African Examinations Council, WAEC, is equally standard. I will even argue that a decent number of students from England can fail the WAEC English exams because of how difficult it can be. Okay, how do you overcome this hurdle of compulsory IELTS or TOEFL? Well, you just have to look for unis that will not require you to write IELTS or TOEFL, but will be happy to accept alternatives. One of these alternatives accepted by some unis is to show proof that you completed your high school education in an English-speaking country, or you receive high school education in English medium schools. So there are quite a lot of UK unis that will not compulsorily require you to produce IELTS or TOEFL if you can provide this alternative. So we have University of Greenwich, University of Warwick, Aston University, University of Bristol, Birmingham City University, University of Central Lancashire, University of Portsmouth and Plymouth, University of Northampton, Robert Gordon University, and Swansea University. The list is not exhaustive. So, for example, if I'm coming from Ghana and I want to do an MSc in computer science at the University of Greenwich, I can hop on their website and check the English language requirements. Alright, so I've hopped on to the Greenwich University website and I want to find out their English language requirements for graduate studies. And yeah, you can do that for any uni, but Greenwich Uni is one of the unis that I realized that they don't compulsorily require one to produce IELTS or TOEFL results. So you can click on subjects or you go to international, but for here we're going to subjects. Then I want to do MSc in computer science, so I click on computer science degrees, as you can see on the screen. Then you scroll down Then you click on postgraduate and scroll down. I can see computer science MSc. I click on that. And if I scroll down a bit, I can see entry requirements, and we have entry requirements for UK citizens or those with permanent residency. But if you are from outside the UK, you click on that, and it's country specific. So you have to select your country, and normally for if you are coming from a place like Ghana or Nigeria, or where you were educated in English, you can see that there is a flexibility. So I'll choose Ghana, and entry requirements for Ghana is there. So if you scroll down, it says bachelor degree is second class, lower division for But my interest in language entry requirements, it says for details on English language requirements, please visit our English language requirements page. So we click on that, and it will send us to the page. And here you can see that yes, the first thing they mention is IELTS, and they also mention TOEFL, and other, the normal English language requirements that all of us are afraid of, so to speak. We don't want to hear about it. But it says that if you've taken qualifications that are equivalent to GSE English or WAEC English language, it's going to be accepted. He said these requirements can vary by country, and yeah, that is why you need to check your particular country, your country of nationality. But you can see clearly here, if you go take your time and read, you can see that here they are not making TOEFL or IELTS compulsory. They have given that flexibility that if you can prove that you passed your WAEC English language, it is something that they can accept. And Greenwich is a very good university. I believe it's in London, and they are saying that you don't have to by all means produce IELTS or TOEFL. So it's one of the unis that you can consider. And yeah, there are a couple of other unis that you can also think about. I think I've mentioned them already. So take your time, go to these websites and check, so that you can explore the other options. It's not only about IELTS or TOEFL. There are a lot of good universities out there, and this is an example in the UK. I believe that it's going to be the same for other countries. You just have to do your research. All right, thank you very much. The University of Portsmouth is even better. They've got so many alternatives to prove your English language proficiency. Let's check it out. Okay, so we are the Portsmouth Uni website, and we're going to look at their English language requirements. So you scroll down a bit, and here we talk about which English language test that you can take. So obviously IELTS, TOEFL, PTE are up there, and Trinity College also have some English language that they offer. And Duolingo, yeah, this is a recent one. Most unis now take Duolingo English language test. So if you're on Duolingo, maybe you might want to look at that one, but you still have to pay some money. Okay, and these are some of the reasons why people don't want it. Further, they have to pay those monies. But it says countries exempt from English language requirements. So all of these countries, most of them are part of the Commonwealth. So you can see here that we don't have any African country in it. But if you scroll down and you come here, English qualifications in Africa. So we've got Botswana, Cameroon, Kenya, Malawi, Mauritius, Namibia, Nigeria, South Africa, Tanzania, Uganda, West African School, including Ghana, which is in West Africa, Zambia, Zimbabwe. So if you can show English language proficiency tests from these kind of examinations in these African countries, you are exempt from IELTS or TOEFL. So it's really cool. And they have the same for Asia, Europe, and the rest of the world. Yeah, so Portsmouth Uni, I don't know much about Portsmouth Uni, but I believe it's a good uni. So you can check it out if you don't want to, write IELTS or TOEFL. Okay, thank you. In some unis, it will be at the discretion of the faculty. For example, Warwick University will ordinarily prefer that you provide IELTS or TOEFL to prove your English language proficiency, but they also acknowledge that your English may be good enough for graduate studies. For them to know, they will find a way to assess you. It could be through an online interview and/or written assessments, etc. Now, having said all of this, personally, I would not mind writing IELTS or TOEFL because, number one, I believe in my ability to ace the test. And for me, it's not a bad idea to test your English language proficiency before you undertake a graduate studies. The second reason why I wouldn't mind sitting for those standardized tests is because I do not want to be limited to some few unis. If I want to do a master's or PhD in the UK, for instance, I want to go to either Oxford or Cambridge or one of the unis that is part of the Russell groups. And 80 to 90% of these unis require IELTS or TOEFL at the moment. Last but not least, the reason I'm going to write is that presenting IELTS or TOEFL can brighten my chances of getting a good scholarship. So for me, it's a no-brainer. So yeah, even though these standardized tests can be annoying, I would encourage you to sit for one of them if you can make the time to study and the money to pay for the registration. In future videos, I'll be interviewing my wife, who is a lecturer at Cranfield Uni here in England, and also my brother, who is doing a PhD in Canada, and of course some international students in the UK, for them to share some perspectives on this subject. So if you don't want to miss any of these videos, you know what to do. Thanks so much for your support, and I'll see you in the next video.